Good evening, folks. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at this Hakko 191 soldering iron thermometer. Now, I first came across this particular model watching one of Big Clive's videos quite a while ago. And at the time, these were selling for about £25 on eBay. And, you know, I just wasn't going to spend £25 on something that would essentially sit and gather dust in the workshop, and get the very occasional use. But during one of my random eBay searches a couple of weeks ago, this particular model popped up again, and it's dropped in price quite considerably. I paid just £7.20, including delivery for this item. And given the fact that I'd recently done a video on a budget electronics hobbyist workbench setup, I thought, given its rapid price drop, or significant price drop, this might be an ideal instrument to have as a hobbyist. In case you ever need it, essentially, for the cost. It's a no-brainer if it works, that is. But yeah, as Clive did, we'll take a look at it, we'll test it out, and then we'll tear it down and compare it to the one that Clive tore down. I think it's £7. Mine is definitely a clone. However, Clive did say that he thought his was a clone, so we will have a look inside and see if we can compare them. I've got a vague memory of what his looked like inside. But yeah, let's crack on. So we get our instructions in Chinese, a few figures, 0 to 600, presumably that's the range. We've got an accuracy of plus or minus 3 degrees, presumably between the 300 and 500 degrees range, and we've got a brief description of the components and the how it's laid out, essentially. And on the back we can see the thermocouple here, and clearly the solder iron tip goes on the join of the thermocouple. So here's the device itself. It takes a 9-volt battery in the back there, and we've got an on-off switch in our display, obviously, and then we've got our thermocouple down here. Excuse me. And essentially what a thermocouple is two dissimilar metals joined together, and the fact that they're joined together, there's that sort of galvanic generation of a voltage within the join, and essentially the circuitry measures that voltage and gives it an appropriate temperature reading based on the voltage being generated. So as you heat this up, the voltage will change, and let's say we'll be given a corresponding temperature reading. Essentially what a digital thermometer is a voltmeter that displays the voltage in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit in layman's terms. But to take the thermocouple off, we can see we've got a couple of little sleeves on there. They're loose, they're not heat shrunk on or anything, but we can see we've got red and blue, and this top post is connected to the button, and that's spring loaded, and that just adds a bit of tension to the thermocouple and keeps the connection nice and secure. Nice electrical connection. So there we go. That's pretty much the device itself. Yeah, sorry, talking about thermocouples, it does say it comes with 10, but there was only 5 in the packaging for some reason, but not sure why that was. But yeah, let's go ahead and test it. Now, what I've done is I've got my Tenma digital soldering iron station warmed up. It's set to 300 degrees Celsius, and whilst I'm very, very pleased with this Tenma iron, you'll have seen me do my review on this before. Really pleased with it. It heats up really quickly. I've not had to change. I've been using this almost daily for about 8 months or so. I've never changed the element. The tip's still the original tip. It's a really good iron, but I'm not convinced, or I'm not sure if the displayed or indicated temperature on the front of the unit is accurate. So I've currently set it for 300 degrees, and we'll go ahead and test it on the 191. So I'm just going to wet the iron, like so, the tip of the iron, and then we're going to place it as shown in the instructions on the crimp in the middle of the thermocouple. And as we can see there, that is reading 105 degrees over the indicated temperature on the soldering iron station. So I would expect it to overread slightly, maybe by 10 or 15 degrees, but certainly not that much. Now, the reason I say I would expect it to overread is because when you're soldering a circuit or a PCB, or you know, connectors onto a piece of wire, something like that, the process of melting the solder and you know, flowing it into the join is essentially sucking the heat out the tip. So if you want it to solder at 300 degrees Celsius, for instance, the soldering iron station will probably heat it up to about 315 or something like that, some order of 5 or 10 degrees over what your intended temperature is, to sort of account for that sort of heat sinking effect of it drawing the heat from the iron, so that your tip is always at the required working temperature. Hopefully that makes sense. But as you can see, 105 or whatever it is degrees over is clearly massively over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it using my trusty old cheapo VC97 meter, and we've just got a K-type thermocouple plugged in here. Exactly the same principle of operation. You know, it should do the trick. So, where is my solder? What we'll do is we'll again wet it, and then we'll just pop that on here. Take care not to roast my fingers. So I think Clive mentioned this in his video, that it might not be strictly accurate, because the fact is we're adding in another type of metal into the mix here. But as you can see here, that's, you know, 12 degrees off the temperature, or 10 degrees, something like that, off the indicated temperature. So it's not too bad at all in terms of, you know, the temperature of the soldering iron station. But I clearly think that this is essentially not fit for purpose, really. You know, let's say 105 degrees over, where the multimeter with that thermocouple was about 10 degrees under. It claims to be accurate to plus or minus 1 degree across a range of 0 to 1000 degrees Celsius, this particular meter. So I think I'm more inclined to go with this than this. So yeah, we've established that it's maybe not very brilliant, so we'll go ahead and crack it open. So there's only 4 visible screws. Excuse me. And yeah, we'll see what's inside. Okay, right, what I can instantly notice is this is a totally different PCB to the one that was in Big Clive's. Yeah, it's totally different. His was much smaller. I can remember one of the screw holes for the presumably that hold the display on was off the edge of the board, and it was about half the height of this board. So we'll go ahead and take the board out and have a look on the other side. And I think these, yeah, those screws are threaded, as in stripped, I should say. It's pulled the thread out, or cut the inside of the post out. This one's not too bad though. Okay, let's look on the other side then. Right, oh my god, that is horrific. Okay, yeah, that's not very nice at all. Clive's was a bright blue, you know, that's almost this coloured blue PCB with a white silk screen on it. Oh dear me, this is really crusty, not nice at all. But what have we got? We've got an anonymous chip there. What's that, 14 pin? I forget the package size for that, but yeah, not a lot to it. A few resistors, a couple of diodes, a little transistor there, a Zener diode, a Zener diode, a little capacitor. We're obviously we're power in, and we're thermocouple in, and a absolutely horrific bodge down there. If I get a pokey thing, yeah, we can see down here what they've done here is, it looks like they've possibly drilled a trace, cut a trace using a drill. Let me see on the back there. It's quite difficult to see. Excuse me. Right, so we've got clearly provision here for 2 through-hole components, but you can see just down in here there's a hole being drilled in between these 2 resistors, but it doesn't appear, you know, that's where 2 through-hole holes, if you like, and in fact you can just see probably just there, I think that's where the drill mark is, where it hasn't actually come all the way through. So what I think they've done there is they've drilled a hole to cut a trace, and they've put a small piece of enamelled wire across there and bodged in an extra resistor onto that pad there between the bottom of this resistor and that. There's 2 resistors been bodged in. So yeah, not brilliant at all. Dated was it 11th of the 1st 2012. It says PZ 191 revision C. So I might take a look back and look at Clive's video just to see what his says inside. But this is a totally different PCB. It does look... No, I think this is the whole... this is the package that's doing the business. I think on Clive's he thought it was a cob underneath the display. So underneath there we're probably going to have a driver chip and just a bit of that, I don't know what you call it, I call it zebra strip. You know, that sort of rubber, pink and white and black rubber strip that makes the electrical connection onto the LCD itself. It's quite a dirty board as well. You can see there's quite a lot of flux residue on there. They're just not bothered cleaning that off at all. And it certainly does look like this. I don't know if it's been wave soldered. Sorry, not wave soldered. I don't know if it's been reflow soldered in an oven or that. It certainly does look like it might be hand soldered. There's quite a lot of solder on those joints, and whilst I'm not an expert in reflow soldering, as you've probably seen in my other videos, I actually think I could probably have done a better job than this. In fact, yeah, 100% I could have done a better job than this. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Not a lot to it. It's not accurate. I don't know what this bodge has done. I was wondering actually there if possibly that bodge was to maybe convert it to Fahrenheit, but 300 degrees Celsius is nowhere near 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what the conversion is, but I know it would be significantly higher than 400. So yeah, unsure of how that's overreading so much. But I suppose we could work out a scale, use the old VC97 and work out a scale. So if we know it's 400 displayed, it's 300 in realistic terms. I probably won't bother, to be honest. But yeah, that sort of brings me to the end of that. Yeah, not brilliant, is I suppose to surmise. Not brilliant at all. Right, before I go, for some reason I'm getting lots and lots of subscribers, which is obviously a good thing for me. So thank you very much for you all subscribing. Yeah, for some reason I'm getting like 30 odd a day. I used to get dribs and drabs, maybe 1 or 2 a day, but the last 5 days or so, I'm getting 30, 35 a day, something like that. They really come in thick and fast, which brings me to my competition thing, because at the current time of making this video, I think I'm sitting somewhere around 650. Now, I did my competition time video just last week, and now it's basically 10 days or so till I do my next draw. Every 250 subscribers, like I say, I'll be doing a prize draw. So this is another competition time video. So what I want you to do down in the comments below, 1 entry per person. You can put whatever you want in the message, but only 1 entry per person. And let's just make it simple. Just put I want to win. So if you put I want to win, a single entry in the comments below, when I get to 750 subscribers, I will do a little prize draw and send you a box or package of random electronics bits and bobs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm going to continue as it stands just now. I will maintain my promise to do every 250 subscribers, but if the subscriptions keep coming thick and fast at this, I may have to reevaluate and make it every 500 subscribers or something like that. But I will maintain that every 1,000 subscribers will be a sort of Billy bonus, better prize. As I say, not to say that the 250 subscriber prices, it's 250 subscriber prizes are rubbish. They're not too bad in my opinion. I've sent out a couple now, and people seem to like them. So, yeah, 1 inch per person. Put I want to win down below in the comments, and in a couple of days' time I will do a draw. So not much time to enter, so please do that now if you wish to do so. Thanks very much again, guys, for watching. I'll just say again, thank you very much for subscribing and supporting my channel. I am totally self-funded, and that's the way I'm going to keep it just now. I don't expect anybody to help me out financially. I do this all off my own back. Try and get people interested in electronics and learning a bit more. Or maybe learning how not to do things in some cases. But yeah, I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy providing these videos for people, and people are obviously enjoying them. I might not be as knowledgeable as Clive and Dave and Julian and all those guys, but I enjoy it, and I hope you do too. To that end, guys, like I say, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, give us a thumbs down. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Take care of yourselves until then. All the best.